What's up, sports fans? I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And welcome to another episode of Tailgate 956, a show that covers sports across the valley and the Lone Star State. My brother, Don Freddie, how have you been, my man?
Great. It's been a long week.
And summer, man.
A long summer on top of that. But you know what's hot besides the weather?
Oh, yeah.
Those Astros.
I was just waiting to hear you to say that. But before we get on today's show, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book at Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics all throughout social media and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com. And right now, they have a campaign for Phantom Hawk Resolute on Fund My Comic. Visit their website and on their social media for the link and get yourself a copy of something great.
Also, Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville.
And one of our newest also is Sanidad RGV Counseling. You can reach them at phone number 956-299-8879 or at sanidadrgv at gmail.com. Also, they're located on 355 West Elizabeth Street, Suite 202 in Brownsville, Texas.
Awesome. Always great to always get help no matter what. Definitely. Now, my brother, before we get started on the Houston Astros and their epicness that they've been on the run lately, let's start today in the gridiron. A little bit of football news, a little bit of foosball.
Little touch here and there. There hasn't been much going around, floating around in football as we get to begin because everybody's training, everybody's already set foot, everybody's got their foot on the ground, their cleats on the ground. What better to say? But we did hit a hiccup. At least the Cowboys did. Kayvon Turpin was arrested on outside field related news on two charges, possession and carrying of a weapon, unlawfully carrying of a weapon. I don't know what was that. Apparently, it from what I read, it's a 9mm that was in plain sight. But I don't understand what were the charges regarding those, because I know in the state of Texas, you don't need you can have a handgun without being registered or not registered, having a license. I don't know what those charges were. On the possession, he had possession of marijuana. It was less than 2 ounces. I don't know if maybe it'll count as a misdemeanor because I know laws have been changing regarding that. It might be to a misdemeanor. So hopefully he gets his charge dropped, but of course get fined. I mean, that shouldn't go unpunished. The only thing that does scare me regarding this, and this is why I bring it up, is because of it. This will affect us, and I believe the Cowboys are gonna get the worst end of it. He's more than likely gonna be suspended. We'll probably won't see him till the second half of the season.
Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully you're wrong on that.
I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but I've seen it happen and the reason why I say it is because it always happens to certain players, and Cowboys always happens no matter what they do, no matter how little it is, no matter what it is. And I'm not saying this is. I'm just saying, it always happens. They get the worst end of it. That's why I feel like we're not gonna see him till the second half of the season. Well, that's what I'm saying. He'll probably play 1 or 2 games and then boom.
Suspension. Yeah.
That's what always happens. When he plays 1 or 2, they play 1 or 2 games, then boom, suspension. And hopefully, I hope I'm wrong, because Turpin is a big asset, vital plan to Cowboys, and we need to fire on all 8 cylinders. Everything, we need to go hard right at the beginning, especially our first game since it's against the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely. But hopefully that doesn't happen and he still stays on the team, because right now, good news when it comes to the Cowboys as well too is that Zach Martin is coming back, but not the way you might think though. He's coming back as an assistant offensive coach.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I was that sounds like a good. Like maybe he can become an offensive line coach, and I wouldn't have anybody else. That's a great job for him.
That is a great job for him. Honestly, I feel like when he retired, I'm like, ooh, that took a nasty hit for the offense, like for the defensive team, like yeah,
Yeah,
or for the offensive team. Sorry.
I was also getting excited because I know I read something, but this was of course, it could be correct, could be wrong. It's
Yeah,
just all
yeah,
speculating and everything.
yeah.
That apparently Romo turned down a deal with CBS
Uh huh.
to go ahead and get a job as possibly an offensive coordinator with, or a job as coaching with the Cowboys in some
Ooh.
way. But I mean, that wasn't It wasn't completely confirmed,
Mm.
denied, or nothing. So
Mhm.
I would have loved to see it. So it was still speculation. I mean, I want to bring that back because I am excited about that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's true, because if
Mhm.
not, we would have heard a lot of news about it
Just like
already.
what in the fold me.
Yeah.
Just like we never found out what that meant.
I mean, I don't know what in the fold. I think he's still out of the fold at
Yeah,
this point.
I think he's just like I don't know. I don't know.
But
I
I
don't
know
know what
that.
he's folding, but it ain't with the Cowboys. That's for
Uh,
sure.
and you know what? That's another thing. It would have been good for him to be in the fold some way, somehow.
Yeah.
But you say whatever you want. I like where the Cowboys' direction is right now after the season. I'm actually excited.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are, not only me, not only fans. I A lot of commentators have been go ahead and even saying that they've been getting good. They look good on paper. Let's see what the season brings. I'm excited for the season.
Mm-hmm.
This hiccup hopefully doesn't affect them as if it does. I hope it doesn't affect them as much.
Yeah, I know that little bump in the road might happen, but I think if it gets all resolved, maybe he might get slapped with a big fine and no suspension in the
It's
end.
because the commissioner hates us, man.
Mm.
He always finds a way to go ahead and anyway and anyhow. I feel like it's his first thought. Anything right there.
Mhm.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and
Yeah.
maybe this will put like maybe okay. If he doesn't, that probably should like shut me up at least in
Yeah.
that sense that
Yeah.
the commissioner is out to get us.
Yeah.
But I've seen it in the past. It's hard for me to say otherwise. I hope he does because I hope I'm wrong. But we'll see when
Yeah.
the season starts.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Definitely. Definitely. But on to some other Texans news. The Houston Texans, their revamped offensive line starting to come together. And actually, I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad for that, with Nick Cayley running the whole show, the way the team's going. I think it's going to be a different passing game. I think CJ Stroud's going to have a lot more protection this
Mhm.
upcoming season than he did last season. Because last season, it was
That's
pretty much all he had was wet paper to guard him.
yeah. They really do need to make sure that that's their number one priority.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. But I feel that it was a good revamp of what they needed. Especially with all the picks that they got during the draft picks and all that. So I'm looking forward to how this team's going to turn out. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
and especially with Mixon coming back again as well too.
Pixel
So
was good.
yeah,
Hopefully he has
yeah.
another good year.
I feel
Yeah.
he is. I feel he is. I feel that trade that they that the Texans got for Mixon. Well, no, pretty much what free agency? No, it was free
Yeah.
agency.
Great.
Oh, sorry, it was free agency. My mistake.
Yeah.
Was a good pick for them. They snagged them up, and I'm thinking more positive about the Texans' run to the playoffs. It ain't gonna be wild card. It's gonna be straight up a secured spot in the playoffs.
Oh, number one overall.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, number one overall.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be happy if one of our teams does get the number one spot over every other team, because yes, only two teams get to go ahead and go all the way to the second round already, and avoid one game. I myself, either way, as much as I would hope the Cowboys would get number one or would love that, I would love for them to be number one in the whole division.
Yeah.
But in conference, sorry, conference,
Yeah.
number one in the conference to get that spot, of course. But I don't like it because at the same time, they Cowboys have a tendency when they rest, the team that coming back, they play like crap. Their rest is not good for them. They need to come out hot and keep on playing. So I think for the Cowboys, I wouldn't want them to be number one. I would love it because it's what it signifies. But I would not think it would be good for them, and I wouldn't like it for that same reason that they would go ahead and go, and because I feel like they would be going too cold, and at least the type of team that the Cowboys have been has not been effective in that way.
I can see what your point is, that you have so many years as being a devout, Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
Dedicated,
every buy, and I've said it. Every buy, even this past year,
since the show's creation.
Since every time they come back from a bye week, oh my god, they play like crap. They could be playing like amazing, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what is it that they're coming back. What do they do in their vacation time or what?
Yeah.
They come back, they play like crap, and then they get back on the saddle. I don't know what. I don't know.
They get the groove back. Yeah,
they get the groove back.
Yeah.
It's because for whatever reason, them not working out, them not, keeping their bodies hot, still going, used to it. I guess it's not effective for them.
Do you feel that? How do you feel about this upcoming season? The way the team's been revamped, the way with new coaches, new players.
I can and I don't want to speak to the. I really don't want to speak to the productivity, specifically to how well they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But if I would have to say, considering, and not only me, and commentators have said it too, other people have said it, because of on paper they look good, and if it's happened before, they should definitely make it to the playoffs again this year. They should definitely go ahead and make it. Definitely. But there's always that question of getting there, and what happens. Getting there is not the hard part.
Yeah.
The hard part is continuing to stay in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And with Dak, that's always in question. Dak, we already know if you give him good receivers, he can get you wins. At least enough wins to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We have already established Dak can make it to the playoffs. But can he stay in there? That's the question. And the reason why I say that is because on paper I do feel confident that, with everybody that they have, their defense, I love where it's going. I love their picks. I love everything. They actually almost completely listened to me what they said in the picks. Maybe not in the correct order, but almost completely. They did listen to me.
They're like Don Freddy.
Yeah, they're listening to our podcast.
Yeah, those Tailgate guys, they have something going there. They have something right?
Give that guy a contact bar.
Yeah, right.
No, well, I mean, I really do. I like that spoke a lot, and seeing that really got me excited. Like, as at least right now, I do believe that they can make it to the playoffs. Now, I don't want to that as a fan, that's what I see and everything.
Yeah.
But I cannot help but put in that there's too many questions in the air.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's new coaching almost in every position. There's a new coach in almost everything.
Yeah.
There's new players, too many new players for me to say, oh, you know what? They consistently together have done this. Separately, they've accomplished so much things. But, together as a team, chemistry, it can change a lot of things. So, that's why I put in, and I don't want to say, this specifically. But as a fan, I'm thinking from words of a fan, and what I see on paper, at least from a fan, I feel like they should definitely make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. I just wish that both our teams faced off this.
They won't. But if they go to the playoffs, they will.
All right.
They will.
So here's to both teams making it to the playoffs.
So if they both make it, yep.
How I love these Texas showdowns.
Yep. So unfortunately, we don't play every year, but in the playoffs, we should.
It's a totally different banana. Right,
yep.
cool, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, hopefully that works out. But on to the basketball court. Some basketball. The NBA draft has come and gone, June 25th. Yes, and some picks. Some predictable, some wow, some ooh, some wow.
Who do you think won out of Dallas and Houston?
Ooh! I think all three teams.
Well, just talking about the draft. Not with everything that's
Okay,
happened.
not
I
everything.
just the draft per se. Like I guess if you're grading their draft, who was higher?
Well, speaking towards Dallas and Mavericks, that was already predictable when they won the lottery that they were going to get Cooper Flag.
I gotta give
Mm.
it. At least they did that right,
Yeah, they did that right.
and I
Yeah,
agree.
they did that right.
I'll give Dallas the what's it called? Really, I'll give them the what's it called? The draft, but look at Houston. They still worked hard, and
Mm.
look at what they did. They made that like move. They made that
Oh yeah,
big move.
Yeah, we'll touch on Houston right there because
Yeah,
they put in the work. They're still putting in the work. Yeah, they're letting
yeah.
the front office do its job. That's for sure.
I think that was one of the biggest moves. Yeah, I think that's the
Mm-hmm,
biggest moves because,
mm-hmm,
in all honesty, for me,
mm-hmm.
Flag was the biggest thing for Dallas. I mean, in
Yeah,
all
yeah.
honesty,
Then this is post Luka Doncic.
yeah.
Luka Doncic. Sorry,
Can I guess the
I always butcher
question?
his name. Luka Doncic. Doncic.
I call it. I should say Luca.
Yeah, just Luka.
Just
Yeah,
Luca, the
yeah.
Luca Nader.
Lucas Tasso.
The Lukester.
Yeah.
um, yeah, because honestly, I guess the question for Dallas would be, can he fulfill the spot, the shoes of Luca? Can he be what they need, a franchise player, what Dallas really needs? That's what they need. You know what I mean?
Well, according to the stats here, he averaged 19 points per game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 30 minutes. All across 37 games that he had in his college. In the senior year, He was the best player all season for Duke. Like this past season or his last season. Um, he's pretty. He has a lot. A polishing to go up. But I think with Kyrie Irving, I think with yeah, with Kyrie Irving who they just drafted, like they re-signed, and the rest of the other Mavericks that they've gotten, I feel that it might be with Anthony Davis and all that, and Zion Williamson, and I think pretty much that it's looking better for the Dallas Mavericks this upcoming season. I'm not saying it's solid because the proof is in the pudding. You have to see how he performs this upcoming season. As a rookie, maybe he might have a great I'm not saying he's another Luca because I can't
You can't.
I can't judge it yet, but
That's the question on everybody's mind.
yeah, but there's a reason. There's a reason why he was an overall #1 draft pick. So that says a lot. Yeah.
Let's see how he does in the NBA. Let's go ahead and see, and hopefully he can fill those spots so we can get a comeback from Dallas. You know what I mean? They were, I know they made the playoffs last year. I was surprised at that. I just wish they would do a better run.
Yeah,
better run for
better run. Yeah. I know the second round pick was with the Spurs, and they got Dylan Harper. Yeah, he's a guard, pretty much out of Rutgers. And literally his father, Ron Harper, played with the Bulls, also played with the Lakers. So he's coming from good
genes.
Genes, yeah. But can he cover it? I think he can, and I think the Spurs lucked out in drafting this kid.
Well, let's see. Can they go for 3?
Mm-hmm.
Can they go for the 3 year in a row for the rookie of the year?
Oh, well, hopefully. So far it's been looking good.
I can't deny it.
And with Chris Paul playing one more season with the Spurs, his final season, his last dance, little NBA reference. But
that's what that was hard to see. I hope they're gonna have to get ready for that too.
Yeah.
But hopefully they have a good season. The Spurs, I hope they have a better season this year than they did the last 2.
Yeah, because they also got Carter Bryant too, which is another forward. He was picked. Let's see, his round pick was, I believe, it's still number 14, but the Spurs got him. So I think the Spurs know what they're doing, calling up these cats. With also him being ready and willing to take the Spurs to the next level that they do deserve since the old days of the big 3 and Popovich.
Well, let's see if they can be the next.
And that's another thing. Was it a work of Coach Popovich to get these kids to play,
or at least an input or something? Yeah,
definitely.
No, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like I said, hey, they're 2 years in a row. Why not make it 3?
Yeah, exactly.
For rookie, the 3rd year in a row they get rookie of the year. I mean, that's gonna say a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I know in the second round, the Spurs traded Cam Jones to Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded him to Indiana. So yeah, like, it's a lot of it's a lot of a lot of mental strategic trading here and there. And speaking of strategic trading there, what in the I guess you could say seven instead of 6 degrees to bacon, 7 ways of bacon it was, or in this case, to Durant are the Rockets doing going to jump into the Rockets? A historic team trade deal that took place with these guys.
That was something between the Suns, Rockets, Lakers, Hawks, Timberwolves, Warriors, and Nets. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you look, and I saw
Had
this.
Suns. I don't know. I think you forgot Suns.
Oh, I think I said it, but I'm not
Oh,
sure. But either
that's how
way,
many teams
Suns. Yeah, yeah.
we lost count.
But either way, in the Suns too.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green. Oh well, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and the 10th overall pick was what it took for
Yeah,
them
yeah.
to get Kevin Durant. And of course, what was his name? I'm sorry. Also, they got Kevin Durant and
Oh, Capella,
Capella,
Clint Capella.
Clint Capella.
Yeah,
I was like, I was thinking about a symphony.
yeah. Right. Capella, Capella. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's what they at least gave up for him.
yeah.
I personally think Green and Brooks might have been a little bit too much. Maybe Brooks I would have still done it,
Mm-hmm.
but
That
Green,
that's what I'm trying to get. That Jalen Green averaged pretty much 21 points per game. Had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Like he was good. He was good. Maybe still a little too green, but that's where you work with him. You form him with the team.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Why trade? Ah, man. Then for Kevin Durant, that was like I was kind of skeptical. I could see now where they're trying to build around the team with Kevin Durant. Maybe head towards the playoff, maybe towards the finals. They went far. I'm not gonna lie, they did go far, and with that, you could tell that they still needed something, that little extra spice, or in this case, that little extra rocket fuel to get them further.
And what did we say? We did say they needed a star.
Yeah,
We did say they needed a
he's a
star.
star.
They
Yeah,
needed somebody. Kevin Durant now I believe he has, and I'll say it. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
mm-hmm.
He does have what they need. I believe,
Yeah,
but the chemistry that he brings, the environment that he brings forth, I guess he creates
yeah,
the I like the it's
yeah.
just what
I know
really
what you
like
mean. Like, yeah, I don't know. Will he be the willing match for the Rockets? Maybe the Dylan Brooks thing. I understand. I could get that him being in that trade.
I can
Because
swallow
yeah,
that.
I can
You're
swallow
gonna be
that.
like
Yeah. He caused a lot
okay,
of fouls for the team.
all right.
Unfortunately, yeah. But at the time, he did do his back. But I understand that trade. But the Jalen Green one, the one that really hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out about that. Yeah, I was really kind of bummed out about that. But I go with Clint Capella and Kevin Durant, and now back with with the Rockets. Maybe we might be seeing something good coming from this. You know what I mean?
I cannot say to be me personally. I would have rather Green stayed there. Maybe hopefully have traded for someone else. Uh, that's just my opinion, but I really do hope that the trade for Kevin Durant was worth it. I really do.
I hope so too. I
I
hope
really
so
do
too.
hope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some, NBA analysts and all that, they're ecstatic that, they got, Kevin Durant. They went to the Rockets, I guess, because the way they seen how they played. But I feel like they should have gone maybe trade somebody else and not Green.
Hmm.
I feel Green was a great asset to the team,
I agree.
a real great asset to the team. But they know what they're doing, and the way the whole pick went with this, like for two, like the 7 team trade deal that happened, it's wild, and hopefully this domino effect is in Houston's favor. Definitely. But honestly, it's hyping up to be a really, really great NBA season.
It is. It is. A lot of changes were made. Like you said, Houston did what we said. Let's see if that Kevin Durant is the catalyst that could go ahead and change that.
Mhm.
If he's the right person to go ahead and take give that extra fuel for the Rockets,
Yeah.
to go ahead and flag is Is he gonna be the next franchise player?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to go ahead and see. There's a lot of questions that we want answered this season, and
Yeah.
I can't wait honestly to get them because it's gonna be crushing, but at the same time also fulfilling if we see it happen. No
Yeah.
matter what, it's hopefully the teams progress and they get better.
Yeah. Because honestly, when it comes to this NBA drafts, in the end, the Rockets pretty much traded everybody else for picks and or cash incentives. I guess just to pretty much sign Kevin Durant. But the Spurs on their hands is a different story. With both nights, I think the only one they traded was to Cam Jones. They traded it to Indiana. But I feel that even the Mavericks, I think the only I guess miraculous trade they get was the number one draft pick. They spend all their juices on that from both rounds of the NBA draft. So I guess in the end, hmm, in some weird way, I think all our three NBA teams won the draft night in their own specific way.
Yeah, I think it's I would
You
go
know,
overall everything.
overall,
I give it a
yeah,
tie.
yeah, yeah.
I agree. They all did their part. They all did good. Let's see how effective is their methods.
Methods, yeah, exactly, yeah. See how effective the methods is, yeah. But it's still a long ways before NBA season started. But right now, I'm gonna give a drum with you.
Oh,
Right now, baseball season is almost halfway through, but man, are our teams cooking. Whoa,
HOT hot.
H Town to be more exact, because I don't know what's going on with the Rangers. But
Yeah, falling from grace,
yeah,
man.
yeah, the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros are the third team to reach 50 wins.
55-35 right now.
Exactly. Oh, it's music to my ears.
First in their division.
Oh, way ahead first in their
Yeah,
division.
they're 7 games ahead of the Marlins.
Uh-huh. Mariners.
No, I'm sorry, the Mariners.
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, I keep on getting confused with
Yeah,
them.
no, that's it.
I keep on getting confused.
Yeah.
But with the Rangers, they're just 44 games.
Mm-hmm. The Rangers, they have great pitching. I don't know, the bats have gone cold. They decided, you know what, I think we'll probably look forward to next season. But from what I've been reading, the way I've been seeing, they have no way of, like the way they've been playing, I don't think they have a chance of even reaching wild card status, at all. If anything, the Mariners might reach it, or the Angels,
usually it's
or the
second place,
Angels,
if
yeah,
anything.
yeah, or the Angels. But the way it's looking, the Rangers are looking to go to Cancun pretty early. Pretty early. Mm-hmm.
That's gonna stink. Of course, having a Texas team out of the
It sucks.
in the playoffs, it
yeah.
does suck.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, I cannot help but be happy though
Mm-hmm.
that how amazing the Astros have been, considering that pitching was one of the things that they were having so much trouble with. And you know what, a lot of them are, man, they're really coming back up. I know what were you saying? I know he had a bit of a hiccups, a couple of here and there, and as a pitcher,
Oh, Framber.
Valdez, he was going ahead and having a little bit of difficulties, but he grew out of that. He pushed, and right now he's doing. I know you were telling me.
Yeah, you know what? When it comes to Framber, I can honestly say, like, I'm glad I'm wrong in this aspect. I'm really glad I'm wrong in this aspect. I'm glad he's changed. Yeah, because there was one point that even both of us, we were pretty much like, no, when this guy pitches, I'm just gonna be whatever. But now I'm singing a different tune. I'm definitely singing. He has the most wins right now, right behind a couple of other pitchers right now. Most wins as a starting pitcher, and his stats have been going way better, way better. There's times where it gets a little rocky, but he catches momentum again, and I guess he gets out of his head, and he's solid, right? Right now, Skubal of the Tigers is ahead of him as well. Well, they're both tied for both Second place is most win leaders of starting pitchers. Fried of the Yankees has 11, and the Yankees, yeah, with 11 wins. But hey, riding the coattails, we're right there. We're right there, nipping. And
Yep.
ERA leaders, Mr. Diesel himself, Hunter Brown with 1.82. That's doing red hot.
Hunter Brown doing really good.
Red hot. He's the one of the most improved. And believe it or not, I feel if Aaron Getty didn't get injured, he would have been right there in second place.
I would have loved to see that.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, competition, between them. I mean, I don't know how it would be. I don't want to go ahead and put Hunter Brown or Aaron Getty down.
Yeah.
Since, for whatever reason between them. But I was very excited to see Aaron Getty this season. Unfortunately, he got injured. But I'm loving the energy that these guys are putting back. I know they were struggling at the beginning, but even Colton Gordon, I felt that at the beginning when he first started, he was having some bit of a trouble.
He was good, yes, somewhat of the trouble, but I feel that he's one that I've gotten my confidence built up.
No,
more,
yeah, and he's been doing really
more.
good.
Yeah,
I've been seeing his stats.
Even Gusto. Remember, like I was like, Gusto, we're gonna lose. No, totally different. He's been improved. Speaking of him, he's the one who helped get the win yesterday with the sweep with the Dodgers.
A smile to the face.
Oh, swept them under the rug. But honestly, like it's been a big improvement. It's been leaving a lot of people eating crow, as the way this team's been performing and the way they're performing, especially with their injured players. More than half the team like pitching young.
That's the man. I just can't believe that.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Imagine if everybody was,
with Jordan. I know from what I've read so far that Jordan, he has like a tendon that's hurt still, so it's taking it day by day, and they let him wait. Whenever he's ready to come back, he'll come back. I'm like, you know what? That's good. That's good. They're leaving it to him to come back, because honestly, like having him injured and then forcing him and then him getting more injured, that's something that, like, honestly, I don't want.
Of course, coming back before he's ready. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And like we're practically almost halfway. We got 2 more series left. One, I guess right now they already started with the Guardians, I believe. Right now the ending is we're gonna give you live updates right now.
Well, it says here bottom of the second.
All right.
Yeah, what you got? We got 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's go.
And with 2 outs, unfortunately, already.
Yeah, it's still early.
Still early, yeah.
The game's still green.
Because I believe they're playing over there in Cleveland, no?
No, they're playing right here in Houston.
Houston. Then the bottom should be Guardians, then, right? If I'm correct. Because he's the bottom of the second, so then they should be the Guardians right now. So then 1 more out on the Guardians. So never mind. It's good that we have 2 outside.
No, sorry. No. The bottom is
Astros.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I'm looking right now. Yes.
You confused me. Sorry. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It
should be Houston, and Houston is right now. Unfortunately, then we go back to 2 outs.
Yeah.
But with the way they've been hitting, Altuve. Oh my God.
Altuve and Christian Walker were the dominant ones in this past series against the Dodgers. The more they boom, the more he hits them right out of orbit. No pun intended, but yeah.
Man, did they have the Dodgers out there screaming?
Oh yeah. 4th of July. Oof. That barbecue tasted even more sweet.
It was juicy.
It was juicy. Each piece was juicy, and so was that game.
Altuve was like, I came in like a wreck.
I just pretty much knocked them out. 18-1. Ooh, and not only that, it was history. They made history. That team has never been beaten that bad in that stadium since the team pretty much was there.
It was not only high scoring 18, but 18 to what?
1. Wow. And then even at that, there's still a lot of Dodgers fans. They were like, nah, they got them. It was a fluke. Nope. 6-4.
Well, I mean, there was only 1 close game, and the other one, it was just,
Yeah.
Because the other one, even by what, like 1-5 or what?
It was 5-1. It was 5-1. Yeah, that was 5-1. They're back to back to back, and pretty much shut up a lot of people that were like to talk a lot of smack. And that's the thing about those other teams that they still refuse to give the Astros their flowers. Mm-hmm.
They refuse to acknowledge
Mm-hmm,
the Astros.
mm-hmm.
Well, I know you were talking to me about something special this week that's gonna happen. I know you were talking about a certain series.
Oh, the All-Star game. Yeah, the All-Star game. The All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's coming up. But before that, another special series is the Silver Boot Series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Silver Boot Series is coming up this weekend, my man.
We're exciting to see the Texas
Round
Showdown.
2.
Rangers versus Astros. Unfortunately, the Rangers are not doing so hot.
No.
So I'm not as excited as well as I would be. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see the Astros, of course, and keeping the boots there.
Okay, no. But here's the thing. That's the magic of baseball. Stuff can happen. A lot of people expected the Astros to sweep the Rockies, and for some reason, during that third game with the Rockies, they pulled out a win out their butt. So, when it comes to the Rangers,
what I've always seen in the Astros, that I feel like they take a break on that third game when they win the first two,
mm-hmm.
or they know that they're secure it. I feel like they always have the series. They put one game to rest.
See, but I used to think that too. But honestly, I think it's just a rotation of players and the injuries that have been costing us a lot. Honestly.
Well, I mean, that's
what I feel. That's what I feel. It's been going on in the situation. Hopefully, that isn't the case this weekend when they go up against the Rangers.
Yeah, because I always know that it's like the third game. Third game, or usually,
I noticed that series that we've seen and they ended up being a tie.
Yeah,
ended up being a tie. But honestly, I feel. And this is me, I feel there's going to be a totally different team because this totally different team's momentum changes. I feel that the Astros right now are doing red hot. What are your thoughts, my brother?
Don't know. I mean, honestly, the Astros are going hot.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to go ahead and win. Like you said, I guess anything can happen. Like you said, rotations can happen, can affect for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But maybe, I mean, I expect them that they sweep. Can they get a sweep? Yes.
Yeah.
Will they? I don't think so because, like I said, they tend to do that.
Uh-huh.
They tend to go ahead and because of the rotation or for whatever reason. Usually, Astros do that, and the kind of the Rangers. It's like they're always prepared to play, just like the Astros prepared to play the Rangers. The Rangers always prepare to play the Astros, so they always play at their best.
Yes.
So we're gonna see some tricks up their sleeves, against the Astros. So anything can happen, like you said. But do I expect the Houston Astros to win the series? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I expect the Boots to stay in Houston.
Oh yeah. And by the way, though, that guy that was on TikTok saying that California barbecue is better than Texas barbecue. Yeah. There's gonna be some good Texas barbecue cooking during this series, that's for sure. Rangers or Astros, come on, man. Texas barbecue's where it's at.
Texas barbecue showdown. Never. Let's be.
There's another showdown. We're gonna talk about some smoked meats.
When and where?
When and where? Exactly.
Have you tasted my grandpapa's brisket?
Yeah. But let me tell you one thing. That guy was just delusional, talking that even at that the mockery of this guy was even saying is that the Astros were cheating.
Oh my goodness!
That was the song the whole weekend.
Yeah,
the Astros are cheating. The trash throw. Blah 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 blah. Come on, man. Just admit it. Our team got the best of your team. Plain and simple.
A win is a win.
A win is a win is a win. Accept the L. Accept the L. I'm willing to prove where I'm wrong. What about you guys?
That's the thing. Like don't do that. Don't be a bad sportsman.
Yeah. And they are bad sportsmen. They are bad sportsmen. I can say it. We're a Texas sports-based show. They are bad sportsmen.
I mean,
some of them, not all of them. Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Don't do that. If you have proof, go ahead, show us. Let us know. Wait, conspiracy, whatever. Here. All right, we're listening. But come on.
There were two shooters.
Yeah.
The government controls the frogs.
You gotta raid frogs. But
birds aren't real.
Birds have a camera. They're watching.
They're watching. They're watching the Dodgers play. That's what the Astros won.
He flew into the pitcher's face.
Altuve flew above.
But no, great. Houston doing great. Rangers need a.
They need to step up their
I
game.
mean, yeah. I
They
mean,
need
they're
to step up their game. Honestly, if they
11 games behind.
if they want, yeah, 11 games behind,
11 games behind.
and probably gonna be 12.
Yeah, depending on how this was. I know they got a late start. I believe they were the ones that got a late start. This right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Marlins did. They
Yes.
were the ones. I'm sorry.
Mariners.
Yeah. No. This one was the
Oh,
Marlins.
just having some.
Yeah, the Marlins. I was thinking
I'm all
about
like,
somebody else. This one was that.
yeah.
They're the ones with they got the late start.
Too many aquatic names, right?
I know. I'm like, why so close
why so
together?
aquatic?
But yeah.
No, the Astros are doing red hot. Um, Speaking of like this, right after the All Star game, though, here's my thoughts on the All Star game.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to get nominated for your position.
Well, it's an honor. You know what I mean? It is
Jeremy
quite an honor.
Pena, Hunter Brown,
And Josh Hader.
They all won it. Congrats.
First, before we continue with this, I think it is ridiculous. We should have had a lot more players.
Oh yes.
I don't understand how Altuve's not there.
Mm-hmm.
How a lot more like I would have. Well, Aaron Gideon, I feel like he would have been there, but yeah, Hunter Brown did deserve to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot more players to be. Quite
I feel, and you know what? Maybe some others might agree with me as well. Too. These are my thoughts. I did vote. I voted for a couple of times. I did, but then I stopped because, like, I guess you could say it was a weird epiphany, or as a fan, there's a lot of injuries right now on the team.
Everywhere,
a lot of injuries. Even at that one of the winners there, Jeremy Pena got hit in the ribs, cracked one of his ribs with a fastball.
Yep.
So he's taking it day by day. Right now he's on the reserves. He's not actually in the main all-star shortstop. No, they have him on reserve. I feel, yeah, okay, great. Get honored to be on the All-Stars, yeah, of course. But honestly, I feel that the players or the teams shouldn't allow, them to play. But not to sound gacho, I'm just saying, like, I feel that, they're more, the risk of injury raises up during these kinds of games.
Oh yeah, because you're playing another game, you're risking injury in any game,
and it doesn't count. It doesn't count towards anything.
And it doesn't count.
It's ceremonial. I understand. It's ceremonial. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I think just being nominated, be like, hey, they picked you for this guy. You want it? No. Okay, that's cool. You want it? Why? Because I'm afraid of getting hurt. I'd rather focus on the team, getting to the World Series, or getting to the playoffs where it actually matters more. Get to the World Series. That's my thoughts. That's why. And believe it or not, one of our fans of the show, Abigail Albrigo, she shout out to one of her fans, and her fiance, they watched the show. Shout out. They were in agreement too. They feel that okay, if they want to play the All-Star game, let the other ones call up a couple of rookies in the who have been improving in the minor leagues, have them play. You know what I mean? Or the star performers of the Hooks or the Space City Cowboys, maybe.
Or have it after the playoffs.
Or
World Series.
Or even at that, have it at the World Series. Yeah. Don't have it halfway. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Have it after, that way if injury happens or anything, they have it until the next season.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. It's the same conversation that we've had with,
with football.
With football also,
you
know what I mean? That, honestly, I agree with that. They should just make it flag football.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, have the All-Stars. It's more of a honor that you got chosen than actually seeing them play, because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We don't want them hurt. Yeah. There's some of them are still playing in the playoffs. You know what I mean at that time.
Yeah.
Some of them are. Most of them choose not to play in there because they're playing in the playoffs. So they do that. That's good. But you know what? Just make it, if anything, just make it flag football. They're already playing very, very soft. Anyways.
Yeah. Or just have like a home run derby. Or catch fly balls or try to block a home run or something like that. Playing a full game, you're already seeing accidents can happen. I think there was one time, I think it was a World Series of Baseball, where Altuve, they stepped on his arm and he got his arm broken one time.
Oh yeah.
And he was out for the beginning of the season. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, man, there's a lot of. I mean, look, well, not let's not go that far. They hit him in the what's it called? in the leg. Remember, was it Altuve too?
I think yeah, it
That
was
he
Altuve.
got, yeah, he got hurt in the leg.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Also,
That's what I'm saying. Like these All Star games, like yes, it's ceremonial, but like you said, it should be left. You should be left after the season.
Hunter Brown's a pitcher. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Hey,
One
Aaron,
wrong throw, one wrong throw.
Aaron Getty, his thumb. Look at what happened to
Yeah,
him. It could happen,
yeah.
at any
And
point.
he's pitching tomorrow, so like
You
the
know what I
extension
mean?
of rest days between that comes towards that like the All Star game, it's not that short. And look what's going to end up happening if he does end up pitching that day. What's going to happen for the All Star game? He's going to require the same number of days, which is probably going to push back on the
Hmm.
team. Yes, we might be getting some of the guys back, but what happens if they're still a little bit rusty? That's going to cost
Exactly.
us some games.
You need to give him some room to breathe and
Yes,
to come
exactly.
back up.
Some say, well, we have a lot of cushion. I'd rather have more cushion. I want that mattress to be thick. You know what I mean?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Exactly. So yeah, like I agree. Like I agree with our viewer, our fans, that the All Star game. That I think you should give it to one of those up and coming guys. Yeah, yeah, that's what I feel.
I agree. I
Mhm,
agree. I
mhm,
agree.
mhm.
I agree. Or like I said, just have it afterwards.
Or afterwards. Yeah, yeah. Or if
I
not,
don't.
have it afterwards. Have it afterwards. It's
I
off
don't. I don't
season.
understand why not have it afterwards. Hey, have it 2 weeks after. The World Series. Everybody calm down. Everybody's relaxed.
Yeah.
It's time. Hey, you know what? Let's just play a fun game of baseball.
Uh huh.
Something for viewers to still have a little bit of taste before the
Hmm.
complete end of the to say goodbye to the baseball season
Season in a great way.
in a great way. Yeah,
I agree with
that
you.
would be
That
great.
is
I
great.
would say that
You
would
know
be
what?
great.
That's even a better idea. Hey, there's something to do. MLB, come on.
There you go.
Hey. Yeah. But thank you to our fan Abigail for commenting such a great comment on the All Star
Yes,
games. Yes.
couldn't agree
Yeah.
with you more.
And not only that, actually, speaking of it, her fiance last September, he Saucedo, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Salcedo?
Saucedo. I butchered his name so bad. La Saucedo, the blind Sam. He's gonna beat me up. Like, he's an up and coming boxer as well himself too. Which goes on to our next subject here, combat sports. Boxing.
Boxing.
The great ring boxing. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to Jose Luis Infante.
Jose Luis Infante.
Moises Garcia. Brian Isaac. Superman. Of course.
Yes.
Yes. Here's something that's been controversial, that's been causing a lot of mayhem here, or not mayhem, more of a mockery, more of a
Okay.
circus. What do you think of boxing? A great, highly sport, compatible, two men going to the ring,
I
living
think
it all.
I think it's gone. We're in a generation right now, unfortunately, that hasn't created, unfortunately, at least in the professional wise,
Okay,
because we've seen a lot of great boxers
Mm.
here in the valley, and they
we
do
even have it here on the
great.
show too.
Yes, I mean, like great guys, and I mean, their strategies are, their way of fighting, their way of boxing is great. But I'm talking about professionally wise in the professional world.
Mhm.
If we're talking about the professional world right now, unfortunately, we don't see a lot of as much fighters as we did, or producing as much professional fighters in that league, like Canelo's level and everything, and then we got this. I mean, which is what we're probably talking about, which is Jake Paul.
Yeah,
It's a ridiculous,
it
notion.
that guy's a clown. That guy ain't a fighter. That guy is not a fighter. He makes a mockery of what boxing is or what combat sports really is. Like,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
he not only makes a mockery of current boxers, but previous also. I mean,
Previous, yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean, that's just any boxer. I would be offended if it,
Yeah.
And then not only that, I know we were talking about it, and you said something about ranking.
Oh yes. The WBA, the geniuses that they are, decided to put him in the cruiserweight division. I'm like, man, that's a slap in the face for all those other ranked fighters that are working hard and that believe in the sport or what it is. You know what I mean? And what it stands for. And having this clown, goodness is great because like they're actually looking into it now and be like, okay, maybe we're wrong. Maybe this guy's just a clown, which he is. And those circus of a fights that shouldn't even be. They're just exhibitions. They shouldn't even be counted towards any kind of ranking. You know what I mean? Like, come on. That video of Mike Tyson that you've seen after the interview.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that wasn't planned. You cannot. And this last fight, hardly a fight at all.
Unfortunately, none. Like you could tell
You,
on a
you
lot
could
of his
tell.
fights.
You could tell like his opponents they all held back.
There's a lot of discrepancies when you watch the fights.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
you watch his fights, you can't help but see things.
Some people say, "Oh, well, you're talking about him. That's what it meant." Yeah, we're talking about him because he's making a mockery of the sport. He's making a.
Yes.
There are actual fighters out there that actually complained. They actually complained to the WBA and told them, "Hey, like this isn't fair. We actually are putting our lives on the line. We're actually putting in the time and the work that we, worked our butts off to reach these rankings. And now because this circus clown is doing whatever he's doing, you're gonna give him the right that we deserve. You know what I mean?
And that's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair. And like the commentary that Blas left for us was that pretty much that this guy, he's just in it for the money. He doesn't care about legacy. He doesn't care about anything. All he wants to do is put on a show and make a joke out of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right. I mean,
And fighters like him, who's up and coming and he's training his butts off. Shout out to the Blind Savage. Awesome. Yes. I honestly feel like, yeah, he has a point. He has a point. Like Jose Luis Infante Jr., upcoming. Moises Garcia.
more. I mean, no. I mean, those are great fighters. You're talking about, even and just an FYI. I don't know if we mentioned it already. Jose Luis and his dad opened up their gym.
Yes, Infante Gym. Yes, for all the up and coming fighters, if you want to train to be a champion, to fight great, Infante Gym's the place to go. And we'll actually include a link, and we'll actually include shout out there on our pages too. So yeah, and we can't wait to have him back on the show.
Back in the show,
yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely. He's his next fight too,
July 28th.
Yeah, it's something that we're excited for, and I don't know if Monster is also gonna be on it. Moises,
I believe so. Yes, I believe he's gonna be on that. We gotta have him on the show before that.
We have to. Yeah, we have to go ahead and hopefully they both are with us they both fight, because I mean they're both exciting to watch. They're both great fighters, but yes, they work hard. They've worked their way up, and that's not something that's easy when you do it the right way.
Oh yes,
you know what I mean. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and not only that, you learn, you get better. That's one thing. Well, we've already had Jose Luis here, maybe 3-4 times already.
Going on, maybe like 3 times.
3 times. Yeah. Each time we discuss that he does something different.
Yeah.
He adapts.
He improves. Yes.
Tank. What have we discussed too? He also improves. He changes his way.
He studies his opponents a lot better. Yeah.
Because of mistakes that he's made before. This all comes with a real boxer.
Yeah, and Brian, he looks at those boxers. He's up and coming. He studies his opponents. He studies his mentors. He studies everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And a guy like this, like Jake Paul, just goes in and just he's a clown. He's a clown, and he's mocking all that these guys are working so hard to get.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the hardest part to swallow. It's that he what it signifies, it symbolizes, and it's something that it's like ridiculous towards people that actually work hard for it.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I'll be coming inside for Blas as well too. Thank you for your commentary on the show. We always welcome comments from our fans to give us their opinion on what they think is going on in the sports here in Texas, and pretty much in all around pretty much in combat sports and everything else.
Oh yeah,
so keep those comments. Yeah, keep all the comments and all that. We're glad to give you a shout out, and we'll discuss. We will agree or disagree on stuff. And so far, we agreed. We agreed with the comments from what they're saying. Well, what are guys saying? So keep them coming.
I don't know why I just thought about that Waterboy scene when he's with the professor. He's like, why are alligators always angry?
Yeah.
Alligators always angry because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Yeah.
He's like, well, Mama's wrong. No, Professor, you're wrong. Mama's right.
Well, that's kind of a discussion we won't have with our fans, but yeah.
we will tell you you're wrong. Mama's right.
But no, on the contrary, thank you for the comments, guys. Shout out to Blas, shout out to Heavy Gill for leaving those awesome comments on our show. But yes, hey, it's time for our favorite segment of the Welcome to another segment of Ponte Pilas, Pilas. And this is Mijo, Mijo, Mijo. Where we pretty much discuss who's been doing great and who's been doing. Now, my brother, White Break Edition, what would you like to hear first?
Well, I always like to go in a good note.
All right.
Always go with good news.
All right.
But we don't got much bad news, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
Technically,
we don't got, a lot of bad news.
Technically, we kind of do. We were discussing it earlier. So, can I get a drum roll? The Ponte Pilas Award of this week goes to the WBA. Ponte Pilas and recognize your fighters for what you have. Because there are a lot of great fighters. We've seen it firsthand. There are a lot of hungry fighters that are putting their effort in there that deserve to be in those rankings. Especially fighters here from the Valley.
It's the one that doesn't.
Except for that one guy that doesn't. Yeah. That comedian, well, not even at that. That's even an insult to comedian. Or clowns. This,
whatever.
This mockery, I'm just saying this mockery to the sport doesn't deserve to be in the whims of these fighters.
You want to act, go on a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you want to play a fighter, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah. Honestly, Jake Paul, you don't deserve anything for the WBA or anything from boxing in general.
Yep. Ridiculous.
Yes, ridiculous. And give props to the fighters that they deserve. Definitely. Yeah. Now, the Esses Mijo Award goes to the Houston Astros.
And I wonder why.
Because they're
HOT.
Oh, yeah, they're doing hot. Red hot, and they're going to continue going red hot because honestly, like Thanos, they're inevitable. 55 and 35, going to be 30, 56, 35 soon. We're on our way hot. We're in third place in all the American League. We're on our way there.
Snapping their fingers.
The Detroit Tigers looking in the rearview mirror, and who's that right behind? The Houston Astros.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah, exactly. So, honestly, continue doing red hot. I can't wait till after the All-Star game. Hopefully, our boys don't get injured.
I'm looking forward to that so I can go ahead and see. Hopefully, our guys come back.
Yeah,
like you said.
Not injured, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's going to take them time to get back up on that horse, saddle up again, and, be as confident and ready to go as far. But, I mean, I cannot say the Astros are not doing good. They're doing
great.
They're doing man.
Compared to last season.
Well, look, last season I still give them a lot of credit because they had to overcome a lot of problems, and they still did that with all the problems surrounding them.
Yeah.
So I still give them props, but yes, I mean, compared to last year, they're just completely surpassed expectations in my book.
Definitely way past, and I am glad it's continuing. There's a secure spot. I know it's a secure spot in the playoffs, the way it's looking. Hopefully it continues staying hot. This when the rest of the season continues after this All-Star, week.
Continuing like this, if they stay like this, it's in the bag.
It's in the bag. Definitely in the bag. Yeah. Well, my brother, this has been another awesome episode of Tailgate 956. Once again, I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And we'll see you at the next Tailgate. My brother's catch the rest of that Astros game.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's good to be back. It is good to be